Hi friends, welcome back. My name is Rebecca, Neverbecky, and if you're new here, hi, welcome. I'm going to be doing a get ready with me, so I'm going to show you guys how I created this look. And if you're interested in seeing how I created, please keep watching, like this video, and don't forget to subscribe. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my brows with Makeup Revolution. As you guys can see, this packaging is so gorgeous. It's really, really beautiful. It is a soap, so you wanna go ahead. What I do is use like whatever setting spray you have for your face. I just do that. I spray it onto this little board here, and I use my Fully from my brow stuff, because you know how we like get these brushes in our sets and it's like, what do you do with that? This is what I use these brushes for, because I no longer like the fill-in brow. It is very dated. If anyone's like you know, in the makeup community, you guys let me know in the comments below, like, do you guys still like the filled-in brows, or are you guys into the soap brows? I honestly think soap brows are like, so one, inexpensive if you have naturally bushy brows. It is so much better to just brush them than to just sit there and be like, you know, filling them in, trying to create, trying to draw, trying to etch out the perfect brow. Like, your natural brows should be what they should look like, you know, like, if that makes sense. Like, I shouldn't have to try to figure out what style or shape brow I have. Like, my brows should be my brows, and it's natural. And then apply pressure, and I'm actually like squinting my brows down so that they stay super flat. I will highly suggest, after you get your brows in the wanted, like where you want it, just run your fingers on the top and wherever the product has touched, because it will kind of look weird once you start putting on your you know, foundation and stuff. Like, the soap product will kind of clunk it, so it looks gross. So just make sure you like rub your fingers, or get like makeup remover on a little Q-tip and, like, you know, clean it up. I'm gonna move on because I'm really good at just like knowing I don't put too much, but sometimes I can, and so I just make sure that it's not crazy. I'm gonna move on to primer, which I'm using my Milk primer, hydrating, because we're going in with a matte foundation. So I'm using just 2 pumps, and I'm gonna make this work for my T-zones. I really probably didn't need this much, but I don't like to what is the word, spread it around. I like to just pat it onto the face a little bit, guys. And just as a disclaimer, this is a very, very chatty video, so disclaimer, I know this is going to be a long video, but I felt like this was necessary. So please, 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 if you are enjoying this video, please keep watching, like this video. It really helps me when you support, and you know, it helps me gauge what you guys like and what you want from me. So like this video, let me know if this is what you want, and you know, I'll continue making videos like this. But it really helps me gauge my audience and who's watching me, so please interact with me. I'm going to start with my concealer underneath the eyes. The one thing I wanted to talk about is like frenemies. Like, when you have friends, and again, I'm referencing like childhood friends, I'm not referencing like adult friends. I feel like when we're older, we kind of know how to pick and choose our friends. But if you're like, you met her in high school, and now that you guys are like in your early 20s, these are just the things I would suggest looking out for. Because when I was growing up and I found my little childhood friend that I thought that I could have for the rest of my life, you know, I learned a lot. I learned to look for, you know, signs of them not liking you, or they're jealous, or whatever the case, you know, may be between you two. You know, I just say this just so you guys don't have the same issues I had. You know, and that's why I'm making this video. I'm not really doing it because I care to be seen or heard. I just hope that this finds one girl out there that understands, even if you're like grown, like if you understand it, you've been through it. Like, it's never fun when you get older and you realize those people are not meant for you. It really doesn't, it doesn't feel good, like, at all. I'm gonna go and use my little elf beauty blender, guys. I love this. It's like $6. I know this is totally off topic, but she's a keeper. But back to what I'm saying, I'm gonna let this dry a little bit, guys, but back to what I was saying, you know, at the end of the day, it sucks getting older, realizing like who your people are. And just because, you know, you've known them for years, or they're your number one or your A1 sauce friend from back in the day, from like sandbox days, that doesn't mean anything. People change. And for me, this is like the number one sign I personally feel you should just stay away from, is like when they start saying things like backhanded compliments. Like, that's something I learned very quickly. Backhanded compliments was something that I realized that, oh, this person is only making backhanded compliments towards me because they feel intimidated by me. And they always, I feel like they always try to look for a reaction out of me. And I personally, the way that I'm structured, I've realized very early on, stop responding to everything that they say to you, because they're only looking for you to get out of character. They're only looking for you to, you know, react some type of way. I feel like no reaction is the best way to go. So if you're getting backhanded compliments, and I hope this is like resonating with everyone, even in the work field, because when I worked in the office, I had to like really learn how to like be cool with things that was said to me. I've even had a boss at one of my old jobs literally say to me, oh, and this is just an example of a backhanded compliment, oh, you speak very well. And yeah, he was white, and I just thought to myself, what does that even mean? I speak well. Like, what was I supposed to sound like? I never understood that. And you know, I'm out of the office right now and I'm at home still, so for me, I feel like, I thank God that I don't have to work around that anymore. I don't have to be around that type of behavior, even when it comes from the workforce. That's very backhanded compliment energy, and it's just not cool under any circumstances. It's just not cool. So, you know, if your friend is doing that, she's really not your friend. She's a hater, and that's what she's showing you, is that she doesn't like you. She likes things about you, and she wish she could be like you. So if you're even wondering, you know, this is like another thing, like a number 2 for me, is if they're keeping you around and you're wondering like, well, they can't possibly be a friend to me, they can't possibly be that way because, you know, they always call me up, or they're always hitting me up, or they're always asking me for something. And that's a big tell. If they're always asking you for something or asking a favor from you, but they never really want to call you and talk to you and tell you what's really going on, frenemy energy, you need to run. Like, period, run. When that person that you just believe is your ride or die, or whatever the case may be, starts doing things like that, for me, that is red flag, and I would highly suggest, you know, running from that person, simply because you're never going to be more than something that they need from you. They are always going to need something from you, but they don't want you around, you know what I mean? And when you tell them no, they try to make you feel bad. I had an incident with the particular situation like this. It was like during Christmas time, and you know, this particular friend wanted to do mimosas, and I just at that time was just kind of like, I don't want to drink, and I hate, personally, I just hate champagne. I hate champagne. I don't know what it is. I think it's the what is the word? You guys know what I'm trying to say, the bubbly stuff. I don't like it because I always wind up feeling very ugh after drinking it, and I always like, I don't know, kind of like throw up a little bit. Is that like gross to say? Sorry guys if that's TMI, but I literally like kind of gag with that. You know, it's just too much. It's just too much. I hate it. I don't like it. It's not my thing, and I'm okay with knowing my truth. This particular friend was like, oh, for Christmas, or you know, we want to do mimosas, and I'm like, okay. And we had this happen a year before, where she had asked me to buy the alcohol and X, Y, and Z. But my issue is if I'm not drinking it, and you're not really letting me know, because it was like a Christmas, after Christmas kind of brunch, and my issue was that I didn't want to drink, and I'm being forced to, you know, be the one to handle the drinks, and I didn't want the drinks. I didn't even want to drink, so I didn't feel like it was fair, because I could have brought bacon or something to this like breakfast, Christmas breakfast, whatever this thing was. So I kind of was like, no, I had spoken up, and I was like, no, I'm not buying that, and basically you could kiss my you know what. And so she got in her little feelings, and she was like, oh, but you do this, but you do that. Then she started naming things that I did, and like as if I owed her. And I was like, basically, and your point being, like, when they try to make you feel bad for shit, like, believe y'all, that is like so frenemy energy. Like, run. If they are always trying to manipulate your feelings, trying to make it seem like you owe them something, like you don't owe them nothing. It doesn't matter what you've done, what you did, you owe them nothing. And so I don't know, I'm realizing as I get older, and you know, I look at people different. If you're not really contributing to my life and my success and where I want to go, I would highly suggest, if you have goals, aspirations, like, you know, you're trying to achieve something, you're not just trying to be the everyday woman, you're trying to accomplish things, like, move people like that out of your way. You're gonna later on, you know, be mad at yourself that you didn't. So I am using Soul from ColourPop. It is in the color dark, so that's the color that I have. And I'm using this, the bar from the lip bar, this little two-headed brush to blend it in. I love this little new method. Sorry if I'm moving a little fast, but I love this method of like putting on your concealer and your contour first, and like working that in slowly. So that's what I'm doing. I'm working that in very slowly, melting it into the skin. It looks so nice. It's just so even. I'm doing my makeup a lot lighter these days, especially because it's hot, so I'm working it out. I'm gonna now go in with Too Faced. It is the matte, sorry guys, it's the 24-hour matte one. I do have this one in Butter Pecan. Disclaimer, this is very, very, very lengthy video. I really didn't intend for it to be, but I also felt like it was very necessary that I express this to you guys, because I think there's a lot of us that during quarantine, like, we just kind of lost sight of ourselves, and we got lost in like a lot of like BS, I feel. As far as like before quarantine, we were content living our lives the way we were, and I don't know about you, but I just saw a lot of people for who they were, and I just wanted to make this video. Again, I don't care if like 5 people see this. I just wanted to make this video because I feel like it's very important that it's taught amongst us women that, you know, some people are just not gonna like us, and that's not the issue. It's the manipulation that I don't like that comes with people not liking you, that how quickly they're willing to say, well, I don't like you, but I'm willing to be around you just to manipulate you. Like, I don't like that energy, and it's like, don't be around me if you don't like me, or if you're jealous, because a lot of times it's jealousy that they stay around, and they're trying to figure out what you got going on that they don't have going on. And when you're a real, honest, authentic person, they want to be able to duplicate that. They want to be able to say like, oh yeah, I'm like that too. And they're not. They have, half the time people like that, that's what it boils down to. They don't have confidence in themselves. And when you have confidence in yourself, they want to feed off of that, and you have to protect your energy. You have to protect your, you know, your surroundings. So I really hope this resonates with you and you feel where I'm coming from, because I just really wish I had someone to tell me this early in my little days coming up in my 20s with certain friends. You know, just like knowing the know-how. I think I wish I was, you know, talked to more about when they get the changing on you. I wish I had someone. So hopefully I'm that someone for you. But another way that you can tell, you know, that they're frenemies and not your friend is when they always kind of compare them to yourself. Like, oh, I don't do that she does. You know, she does that, I don't do that. They always try to compare everything you do or don't do. Like, they always do it. And I noticed that with a particular person at the time. I was just like, why does this person always have to compare their life to mine? Like, baby, you are never going to be me. And it's okay to be confident in yourself and say that, you know, you're not me, I'm not you. Like, don't compare. Do not, because that's not gonna get you anywhere with me. And I'm not that type of friend who is like comparing their life to me. Like, I'm not that person. My life is my life. I don't really want your life. Like, I don't make you feel like your life is better than mine, and that's because I know where I come from, but that doesn't make me feel that I'm lacking something. Like, you may feel great that I had shortcomings or I had a lot of downfalls, but that made me the woman that I am. That's just kind of how I feel. You know, and I don't think your friend should ever try to, you know, prey on your downfalls. I definitely had a friend, I should say, that preyed on my downfall. I mean, there's probably more friends than, or former friends, I should say. They're not my friends now, but I had a lot of former friends that would, you know, prey on my downfalls. Like, I never forget getting this comment, oh, I just can't wait till you get older. And I would just be thinking at the time, like, because they're a little bit older than me, maybe that's why they're saying it, so I would understand them a little bit better. But no, that wasn't always the case. Sometimes it was like they just thought that, like, me getting older was gonna change me or something. I don't know. And then I would get comments like, oh, you were just less fortunate than I was. That's why you are the way you are. Like, no, boo. I am the way I am regardless of how I, you know, was raised. Like, that doesn't always mean that you're gonna be a certain way. Like, look at all these celebrities that came from nothing and now there's something, and people preyed on their downfall. So don't let whatever that is going on in your life be a reason why you allow someone to mistreat you. Like, I always knew better. Like, I could never let someone, like, outright disrespect me. Like, you would have to take a stand like that is so disrespectful that I have to go off. By the way, this is the concealer by Too Faced. Sorry guys, I didn't show this earlier, but this is the concealer. I have it in the color Mocha. To acknowledge, like, I come from a big family. I grew up in a house with 5 women, including my mother, and I just never experienced competition in our home. And if there was competition in our home amongst each other, it was never like in your face, you know. And that also probably could have been one of my downfalls. I never experienced it because, you know, I wasn't raised to be like, that woman is competition. Like, I was raised to be like, that woman is your sister. You don't look at her any different. And if she has something, and it's natural to be jealous, but if she has something you want, you know, you go figure out a way to go do that or have your version of that. I was taught that very young because having so many siblings, you want to copy someone because it's the easier route. Where my mom had made sure that, you know, no, that's not you, that's not what you do, you got to figure out your own way. That's just how your sister is. You know, my mom was really keen on making sure you were your own person. And so if you have a friend that doesn't fully understand who they are, you're gonna have issues. If you have a friend that is insecure and they openly talk about their insecurities, let me tell you, you need to run, because right now it seems like you can fix it or you can compliment them to the death. And the reality is that you can't compliment people enough, especially when they really feel the way that they really feel about themselves. Like, I'm gonna show you guys how I make such simple looks out of these colors, and I know that they look overwhelming, but it's really not overwhelming colors for me. Because I know how I like to, you know, have my eyeshadow. So I'm gonna just go in with a few small brushes. I have this one by Morphe. It's an S27 brush, and it's a really nice fluffy blending brush. I'm gonna be using a really soft color that I love to use, especially during summer, is amber. This is the color amber up here, and we're probably gonna move like down to some of these colors, like this orange one, amber, and this one here. I can't quite see what I'm pointing, but I know this palette so well. And I think I'm gonna just throw some glitter or some shimmer, one of these two shimmers in there as well, but I'm keeping it very, very simple. And I feel like primer is really cool if you're just trying to create really exciting looks, but if you're doing something more simple, just use concealer. I would not suggest putting setting powder on it. Let it be a little hydrating. Don't let it be, you know, you want it to have a natural look to your eye, so let it sit for a little bit before applying. As you guys can see how quickly this is on my eye, I'm obsessed with how easy I can just brush this color on, and it goes a long way, so you don't have to overdo it. Shimmer, really, and I am going to dampen it because I always dampen all of my shimmers before I place it on to the eye. And it's little packing motion, so I'm just doing this right here. That's it. And I let it air out a little bit, and then I tap it in the corner of my eye. Sometimes, like when I don't have, you know, when I'm out of town and I gotta go and I gotta hurry up, this is like the looks that I run to, because I don't have time like to be making a full face and making a beat. This is like what helps make it look like I tried hard, but I really didn't. So sometimes this is the goal. It's really easy for me to create this look because I'm not really cut creasing. I'm just placing it. That way when it can just look like I cut crease, and I really didn't cut crease at all. You guys are like literally watching. You know, I'm gonna kind of switch gears off the frenemy conversation just because, you know, I'm saying all of this stuff to you guys, and if you were wondering like maybe why I never expressed this or why I've never talked like this before, honestly, there's so much pressure up here, guys. There is so much pressure, you know, trying to figure out what you guys want to hear, and when people really don't engage into like your content, it's hard. It's really hard to know what to talk about. And I used to feel very, very, I won't say anxiety, but anxious always to make sure I'm getting it right with you guys. 9 out of 10, they're just hating. They don't like themselves, and if they're hating on you, I'm learning now, it's not personal. It really isn't. It's not you. It's the stuff they can't deal with. It's their insecurities, and it has nothing to do with you, and it's not your problem. And if you're dimming your light for them to make them feel better like I was doing, knock it off. Don't dim your light. Shine bright. Be extra. Be everything that they say that you are, because all they're trying to do is make you feel bad for being great. Like, they don't care, you know, they really don't care about you dressing the way you dress, being, you know, yourself. Like, they just wish they did it first. They wish that they were you, and they had your confidence, you know. So sometimes it's not necessarily about, you know, them. Like, sometimes you have to check yourself and be like, why are you allowing them to mistreat you? Or if they're only calling just to, like, you know, talk about themselves, and the moment you get talking about anything about you, they gotta go, drop them. Like, I am not here to only hear your issues and your problem, and I am not Miss Fix It. You can fix it yourself just like I have to. If you don't call and check on me, then it is what it is. Like, I note things. Like, I personally will sit back and, you know, take in what people are telling me. Like, I stop responding and giving reactions. I think that's mascara by IT Cosmetics. It does everything you need and more. So I'm gonna be using this for just like one coat for my lashes. And what I've done right now is just threw on my pretty wig, which is by Jeanette Collections, guys. This is what, this is what it looks like if you're interested in it. The color is chocolate blonde. I also have it in 1B30. It is such a good wig. It's so quick and on the go for me. So if you guys want to know, this is it. They show you that these are the lashes that currently I am totally obsessed with. I got this from Target. You can also get these at Ulta. These are so naturally beautiful. I actually have 3 packs. Like, this is what it looks like, fresh, untouched. They are so beautiful, and literally, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and move on to highlighter. I'm not gonna go too crazy, guys. I am gonna use my Too Faced highlighter, and this is the color that I'm using it in. Sorry guys if you guys can't see that, but I'm obsessed with this highlighter on my skin tone. I don't know, it just does something, and I love it, every bit of it. And I'm just gonna put a little bit right on the tips of my cheeks, as you guys can see there. I'm gonna move this hair back so you guys can really get in here. And again, I'm just gonna move it right on the cusp of my cheeks. Previous place, the color is Me. I am absolutely obsessed with this color, so we're gonna go in. I love this. Very natural. That I was just trying to create today and get out the door. I hope you guys kind of understood my message today. I know I was a little crazy, but I say all this to you guys because I truly wish I had someone who told me this. So I hope this helps, whether you're in the workforce, at school, in your adult life, just adulting. Please learn to like see the signs of a frenemy and get away. And even if it's like, again, in your workplace, you need positive energy and you don't want people sucking you dry. And you know, haters are everywhere. We have to learn to accept them and thank God for them, because they teach us something. Running away isn't the answer. You know, even just removing that person out of your life isn't the answer, because someone else is going to come in and do the same thing. So I really hope this helps you learn a little more about yourself, learn about the people around you. I know it helped me during COVID. It's helping me now to see people for who they are and believe them. Trust me when I tell you, believe them and their actions. Forget what they're saying to you. Believe what they're showing you and what they're saying to you. It says a lot. It says a lot when they give you backhanded compliments. It says a lot when they can never give you a compliment. It says a lot when they tell you not to do something, but then they turn around and do exactly that or copy you. Or I also just want to put this out there. I've noticed one thing also with frenemies. They are so quick to hate on other women with you, and they want you to have the same energy. Like, yeah girl, let's talk about how ghetto or how undressed and how she needed help. Like, why is that something that we talk about? We always should uplift women or educate them. I don't believe in let's talk bad about this person, let's talk bad about that person, let's talk about how much money they have or don't have. One thing about me is, if I'm gonna talk about you, I better be in a better position than you. I can't be like barely a foot ahead of you, but I want to talk trash about you. Like, to me, that's not an authentic person, and I don't want them anywhere near me. Because one thing that I have learned is, if they will talk bad about people that they like, people that they know, if they will talk crap about them to you, they'll do that to you as well.